NFC wildcard matchup between the number 4 Dallas Cowboys and the number 5 Seattle Seahawks going up against the 5-pointed star in Texas 5 letters. The numerology between the seeds are syncing up. This is going to be a rematch of a regular season game. The first game was hosted at the Seattle Seahawks home stadium. There's a lot of 12th man numerology associated with the 1-2 records. In these primetime games, you see a lot of perfectly synced up numbers, like 24 and 13. It is because Seahawks equals 24 and they scored 24 points, and Dallas equals 13 and they scored 13 points in this game. And I think this was a primetime game on the Fox slot. So in these primetime games on Fox are going to have perfectly synced up scores lining up with team gematrias. And with the playoffs and everyone watching, this is just going to be even more coded throughout the playoffs. But it is going to be the Dallas Cowboys who are going to win at their home stadium. It is the Cowboys who are going to face off against the Saints in a rematch. Now, the number 33 is very important to the Freemasons because 33 is the highest standard degree of Freemasonry. It is Masonry that equals 33, and it is the Masons that equals 33 in Gematria. For Dak Prescott, this 33rd victory is going to be his most significant, 32 in the regular season, and he has a total of 17 losses, including his one and only postseason game. Against the 12th man, Dak Prescott is going to win one of 2 playoff games at this point in time, and then I can preview what's going to happen for the next round. So going to the NFL standings, right? Cowboys have this perfect record at home, but the Seahawks are 4-4 away. The Seahawks are going to be 4-5 after this game. This is perfect because they're facing the Dallas Cowboys, and they're going to have a 4-5 road record after facing the Cowboys. The Cowboys in Gematria equals 45. Now, if you want to talk about Jason Garrett and his playoff record, it's currently 1-2 right now before facing the 12th man. So this is perfectly lined up before the game's even been played. Now, I can break down the narratives of this game. It doesn't really mean it's going to happen. So, for instance, Jason Garrett can have a 1-3 playoff record as the Dallas coach. Dallas equals 13. But the main thing that's really lining up is that it is Jesuits that equals under 3 and 22 in Gematria. And I expect this playoff record to be 2-2 before facing the team with the Jesuit logo on their helmets, right? That Saint logo. The New Orleans Saints is what we're talking about. And I like how Jesuits and Cowboys, I think, both equal 103 in Gematria. I'd like to check that out. Okay, Cowboys equals 102. That was very close. I just wanted to check that out pretty much. So moving on to Russell Wilson. His playoff record is 8-5 against the 5-pointed star. He's playing his 13th playoff game against the Dallas Cowboys. Once again, it is Dallas that equals 13. Against the 5-pointed star, though, Russell Wilson has to lose his 5th playoff game, and that would be the Seahawks' 5th loss on the road this year. In the wild card round, he would have won 3 out of 4 games. That forms the number 34. And keep in mind that the Super Bowl is going to be played on the 34th day of the year this season. So that's something to really, really look out for. And once again, the Cowboys can win their 11th game, and they could be in the running to win their 12th game against the Saints after beating the team in their 12th man that they stole from Texas A&M. That's where it's really at. I like how the Cowboys end the year with 59 losses. They're in the running for the Super Bowl at Atlanta, Georgia. It just means that they're part of the field pretty much. It doesn't necessarily mean that they're going to make it to Atlanta, Georgia. Atlanta, Georgia equals 59 in Gematria. The Saints were the last team to make a Super Bowl at a stadium with the sponsor that is Mercedes-Benz. Let's see. Actually, no, they weren't. That really connected to another team, but Mercedes-Benz in the Saints Stadium having the sponsor Mercedes-Benz, and this Falcons Stadium having Mercedes-Benz as a sponsor. that is not coincidental, and I believe that U.S. Bank was at Philadelphia, and that's why the Eagles made it last year. So the corporate sponsors are a really big thing to look out for. Now I can show you one more thing, which is Pete Carroll, but I wanted to go to Dak Prescott. He's got 17 total losses if you include that playoff loss to the Packers. I think it's Seahawks, maybe that equals 17, or maybe Seattle, that equals 17. Okay, Seattle equals 19. I just wanted to double check that. But anyways, moving on to Pete Carroll and his playoff record, because that would have to tell part of the picture. So let me see here. Head coaching record. He's got 9-5 playoff record. This can be 9-6. A lot like Freemason equaling 96, because this is a league run by Masonic numerology. It's Freemason. It is knowledge. Freemasons, the holders of hidden knowledge out of plain sight. Dallas, 6 letters, right? 9-6 perfectly lines up. And that would be the 60th loss overall. 6 plus 0 is 6, right? Dallas, 6 letters, playing for its 6th Super Bowl. There is that narrative to look out for. And pretty much his career record, he's got 131 wins, and the Super Bowl is going to be played at Atlanta, Georgia. It's Atlanta, Georgia that equals 131. So Pete Carroll and the Seahawks are going to lose another playoff game. They lost twice at Atlanta. They lost at Carolina, right? They're going to lose again on the road in the playoffs because this pretending team only wins games at home if you follow the Seattle Seahawks. The only times they reached the Super Bowl was when they had home field advantage. So without that monstrous home field advantage and without that brilliant architecture job, whoever designed the Seahawks stadium, because it's not really the Seahawk fans that are louder than any fans. It's just a stadium design that allows the fans to be to seem like they're louder than other fans. So nicely done. The Dallas Cowboys, they got to entertain the folks at First Take. Will Kane should get a laugh, and then Screaming and company a big laugh in the divisional round. So this is how the script pretty much is for the divisional round, with the Dallas Cowboys winning over the Seattle Seahawks and Zeke Elliott to have a big game.